Happy Memorial Day weekend here. And what we have here is a bone-in ribeye steak, 2-inch thick piece of flesh. When you can't grill it on the barbecue, the best thing to do on the inside is actually sear pan it. You sear it on a hot skillet. The cast iron, you see here all the marble? So what we're going to do is we're going to get this bad boy ready for the cast iron pan. So the first thing you want to do is get some of your North Fork bacon extra virgin olive oil. And we're going to lube up the piece. And we want to get it very generous. Right? You want to just start lubricating the whole piece of meat. Get it all nice and juicy up in there. See that? Now, of course, you also want to make sure that your piece of meat is already at room temperature. You want it to be relaxed. This has been sitting out for about maybe an hour out of the refrigerator. We just bought this yesterday. We got this at one of the grocery stores in Farmingdale, Stu Leonard's. Really good grocery store to shop from. So with that being said, we'll just wipe down this, and we're going to get the next part going. And we're going to start off with some of the Himalayan salt. Right from the Himalayan mountains. And we want to get that salt on there, and let's not be shy with it. And as you can see, you want to just really douse it really good. And it's not coming out as fast as I'd like it to, but you know, my wife likes to run on empty. But ow, move back, girl. All right, she said, okay, you got some sea salt. Save the day. Let's flip it. Now, let's get some of that sea salt on there. Himalaya on one side and sea salt on the other. Boom. Okay. Next is this steak seasoning. Let's go right on there. Pat it in like so. Be very generous with it. See that? Okay, we're going to flip it. Look at that. Look at the marble in there. We're going to do the same thing on this side. Just pat it in. I'm going to get ready for the cast iron skillet, which right now is preheating in the oven at 350. I'm going to pull it out in a minute. We're going to get that bad boy fired up. Now, over here I got my garlic and I got my butter, obviously. Now what I'm going to do is grab the hot iron skillet. We're going to rock this thing out to about, let's see here, this is the front burner. I'm going to put that on high. Now the skillet right here is already preheated. This is important to do because you want that even heat everywhere. Alright? So we're going to take some of the olive oil. I'm going to get it going in here. Alright? We're going to chuck that thing up on high. And we're going to get it really hot. It's important for this pan to be very hot.
Let it go.
Alright, we got the thing fired up right now. We're going to put a little bit of little butter going on in there. You got your garlic in there. Love to get that bouncing around in there. Okay? And then you want to get this stuff nice and hot. Now we're going to put the steak right in there. You hear it? Oh yeah, it's starting to pop. hear it starting to work. I'm going to turn down the heat just a little bit. Nice and hot. Now, because it's such a big piece of steak, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sear it for about maybe 2 minutes on this side, okay? And then I'm going to flip it, sear the other side, but then I'm going to pop it back into the oven to cook the middle because it's such a big piece of steak. What I'm going to do is take a little bit of this thyme and just sprinkle a little bit of thyme on there, powder. I wish I had the original, the raw thyme, which would even be better. See how it's starting to make like a nice sauce in there? And remember, the key thing for this is just make sure that it's really, really high heat. It's been approximately about a minute now on this side. And as you can see, the garlic is really starting to get brown. Okay. When I look at it, take a quick look. See a nice sear right there? Right? This is just to really close up that meat so that it holds the juices in. What I'm going to do now is at this point, I'm going to flip it. Look at that. Oofa, oofa. With that being said, what we're going to do now is just dump the rest of the butter and garlic in there. I'm going to pop a little bit of hot pepper, not too much, kind of like a little hot pepper. Maybe just a little sprinkle of the garlic powder. Just a little bit. Okay, we got that sear going on right now. And remember, we're going to take it off of here and we're going to put it into the oven, which is currently at 350. This way allows the inside to cook just a little bit because it's such a big piece. Remember, it's a 2-inch piece of meat. So you can feel for it. It's still pretty much rare in the middle. I want to eat this while it's about medium. I like my meat medium. I don't like it mooing, but I don't like it overdone either. So at this point in time, what we're going to do is we're going to take the whole entire pan, okay, and we're going to actually put it right back into the oven. Down she goes. Press the red button.
Okay.
All right, it's been about 6 minutes. We're going to pull it back out of the oven. We're going to bring it back on top of the grill, on top of the grate. What we want to do is end it off here. Another thing you could do is take the large spoon and just baste it. Get those juices flowing on top of the steak. The garlic and the thyme. Now, one of the important things to do is after this is cooked is you want to let this piece of steak just to simmer down and let it settle for about 10 minutes before you actually even eat it. All right? Take a feel for it. Still pretty. I want to get it cooked a little bit more. Move your finger. Alright, so it's time to now take the steak out of this hot skillet. Remember, we're just going to put it to the side here just to let it settle now. Remember, 10 minutes. Go. Alright, it's been about 10 minutes and we are pulling out our steak. We let it sit for about 10 minutes just to settle down. What we want to do is, since it's a bone in, we want to just cut that bone out of there. Just like that. Cut that bone out of there. And then right around this edge here, you got another beautiful piece of meat. I forget what this is called, but this is like, right here, it's like the filet mignon. No, just kidding. But anyhow, let's take a look at what we got here. Beautiful. See, it's nice and juicy on the inside. It's just pink. It's not too rare. It's not too well. It's just right. There's a little piece here.